Hey y'all, awkward pause. Hi. I don't really do this kind of video of vlog kind of thing. I'm very much a content creator. Sometimes I do editing, sometimes I do music videos, sometimes I just post memes, but this kind of video content kind of medium is new. So I'm gonna try anyway. I just moved out for sure, and I am starting to think that maybe it's a good time to like start a lifestyle kind of vlog update series, um, based on each month that I've moved out, and am now on my own, supporting myself, paying my own bills, and being an adult and adulting. Um, I tried this in a shorter content form on TikTok, but it got no views. But I felt like it was still a video that I wanted to make in a longer form content thing anyway. So TikTok, bye girl. Anyway, the main things I want to touch on today is like based on the experience of moving out. Um, I said I was not gonna cut this video, but I'm so ahead of myself right now. I want to do this in like a long, like no cut kind of way. No, you know, Shane Dawson. I like like cutting. I want to just talk from a stream of consciousness with maybe a few points here or there. That being said, I might be taking long pauses, although I don't think I will. I'm pretty good at public speaking, but in case I do, that's probably why. But yes, I think I should start by introducing myself: singer, songwriter, actor, model, artist, overall, visionary, computer scientist, and now vlogger. Okay, Bretman Rock. But anyway, uh, uh, I think I have four main points I want to touch on today. For one, moving out can be kind of the most stressful because you have, I guess, the main cost, which is rent. But I will say like paying rent isn't that big of an issue, especially if you have a job, because you can always budget and pay rent and do all these kind of things. It's ideal to move out with some kind of savings or some money stipend kind of thing will make the transition, moving out, buying new appliances you may need, like toasters, those kind of things. Also with food costs and just moving costs in general, it is not cheap to move, and it is not cheap to move in. It's also not cheap to pay month rently. So what the hell am I doing? But anyway, the second point I wanted to touch on was like convenience. For one, there's a few things that I really didn't think I would have to consider when moving out, but living in the amount of places I have before, these are things that I think are the most important to consider. Especially if you have a car. For one, driving, parking is not necessarily like a thing that should be an afterthought if you have a car, because the last thing you want to do is move in a neighborhood with like no parking, and you have to park like 2 miles away from your car each day and walk those 2 miles. Who wants to walk 30 minutes to an hour if you're not in shape just to get to your car to drive? It just don't make sense. You're telling me you pay all this insurance to walk 30 minutes to an hour? Just make it make sense. um, Second thing is laundry. Now, a lot of places this is not standard in, so it's something you really should look into. Is like if there is a laundry kind of aspect to it. Is there laundry close by? Is there laundry on the premises? What are you doing? How are you gonna wash your dirty drawers? Like what are you gonna do? Um, Fortunately, like a lot of places these days at least have a washer dryer hookup, and you can find some cheap washer dryer setups or whatever online in the many places that buy used appliances. But that's something to also consider is like laundry. How you gonna do that? Also, pets. If you have pets, of course, like renting with the pet is kind of like having a kid. Renting with the kid. A lot of people don't want to live with kids. Do you blame them? A lot of people don't even want to live with dogs, because of all the barking and the high energy. Surprisingly, mainly people don't mind. That wasn't English. Surprisingly, people don't mind cats as much as they do other pets, mainly because cats are not usually loud. They're very much like in their own corner. But if you have, like, for example, a pet that might be a nuisance to your roommate, that's something to consider, because you can't just move into every place with a pet. That actually quite limits your options. Um, so that's something else to consider. So just basic like convenience points to think about and to consider when moving places and when moving out in that way, like living on your own, like supporting yourself, being an adult makes me so excited. Um, Here's the last thing, and this is the most important. So I'm gonna approach this really carefully, right? This is just the start of my vlog series, and you know, um, of course, I don't know where I'm gonna take it. For example, I don't know. I might do some lifestyle content. Maybe I might show my setup eventually one day, my room, my kitchen setup, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It depends on how much traction these videos get, if they get anything anyway. But in the meantime, like, another thing to really consider if you're moving out is if you're living with roommates. If you're not, if you can live without roommates, do it. In a heartbeat, live without roommates. Walk around your house naked, come in late, don't worry about walking too hard, you know, uh basic stuff, you know. That being said, if you choose to live with roommates, you're living with a whole other human stranger that you probably don't know. Unless you're fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, to be living with a family member. For some people, living with a family member would be worse than living with a roommate, um, if that makes any sense. But for some people, you would like to live with a stranger, but you don't know what that stranger is and who they say they are. Very creepy. It might be someone who's gonna murder you in your sleep. It's supposed to be a video, just a vlog series. I'm not really trying to encourage people to move out, because I do realize living with family members, or like just people that allow you to live with them for free, is by far the better option if you want to save money, or maybe like you're in school and you want to actually move into a decent place by yourself, or you just don't want to do it right now, or maybe you just like the familiarity. That being said, if you're gonna live with a roommate that you don't know, it's best to ask your landlord about background checks. Background checks. Not me trying to finish the shot knowing that my battery just died. That was awkward. My battery just died. So I might be at a different angle a little bit. I don't know. I don't feel like going back into the old, or like the other half of this video, to see what the angle was. It was only a few minutes anyway, but my battery's back on. Also, disclaimer, it may be a little bit quiet because I am talking, my cat is asleep, and maybe my roommates. But that was what I mentioned about roommates. Like, that's something else you have to consider. Now, just to figure out where I was. I'm not gonna cut this video. I said I was not gonna cut this video. But yeah, I think I mentioned all the points anyway. I just wanted to basically sign off on the video. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing a vlog series. So far, it's been about a month. I feel like doing a month in between the videos might be too much, so I might do a weekly kind of update with any changes that may happen and things that are important, without being uninteresting and boring and being repetitive, because vlog series tend to do that if they're really short in like the span, or between you do, like, that's not English, but vlog series tend to get boring in between the vlogs if they are too close together, unless there's like a big trip and there are multiple videos. But videos like this is more like a once every now and then, once in a while kind of thing. But a weekly thing might work if things happen, or let's say something major happens. There's also a lot of drama. There's a lot of roommate drama, landlord drama. I don't know if I can really too much talk about that while I'm living in the house because that would be awkward. uh but there's also, you know, quite a few things I don't know I want to show because that might kind of dox me. I don't know how much I can show in this kind of vlog series, because I don't know, like am I just gonna like show something that's like, oh yeah, I used to live there too, or you know, like I post something and it's like, I know exactly where you are, let me, you know, I don't want that to happen. But yeah, I'll just try to update once a week if things happen, or maybe just regardless, or you know, in the meantime I might try experimenting with other content because I am feeling in the mood to do some more videos again, back in that mood of videoing. So if it's not a vlog apartment video, it might be something in the lines of some kind of content. That's as much hint as you're gonna get. But anyway, that was my moving out experience, month 1. How do I end the video? This is my first video, y'all. Give me a break. Signing off.